adverts I'd seen for WWE Snickers was the James Ellsworth one. It was absolutely hilarious, where you're seeing him working out, getting it all wrong, and then Ric Flair comes in and is like, "Hey babe, hey baby, you okay?" And it's like he's talking to Charlotte, and of course, you're not yourself when you're hungry, and turns into Charlotte. It was an excellent advert. Really enjoyed that one. Very funny. Next up, Raw's Women's Championship or Elimination Championship match. Kind of eyebrows were raised at perhaps the position this was put on the card, but then again, after seeing Shane and AJ on at first, I suppose it wasn't. I didn't think of it that like, oh, it's a knock on the women again. I just felt like if this was a one-on-one match, perhaps this would have gone higher on the card. But the fact that they turned it into this fatal four-way elimination match, I think just kind of knocked it down more and more. But the one thing I will say about this that I really liked was that all four women, to me, when they came out in the entrances especially, they all seemed like really big stars. Like there wasn't all the entrances were really personalised and like that made a big deal of, and even Nia Jax, and I thought that was really well done. Obviously, the match itself, Nia got eliminated first. I think we kind of saw that coming. The only thing I didn't really see coming that much was the whole Sasha Banks like going out just so nothing. It was just too easy almost the way she got eliminated. I didn't really enjoy that, and I thought, are we going to get the turn from Sasha Banks on Bayley? No, they didn't want to pull the trigger there. Obviously, Sasha Banks, maybe that's going to happen further down the line, but it ended up with Bayley and Charlotte, and I think for a little while maybe people did think that Charlotte had a chance of getting her title back, but then again, overall, I think it was always going to be Bayley's. I just wish that they hadn't had Bayley win the title so early on, like in before WrestleMania, because this could have been her moment at WrestleMania, and I feel like even though she won this match, it didn't come across as like making a star here. Overall, I mean, I'm not a big fan of this elimination and fatal four ways. It's very, very difficult. I wanted to give it like over, like a lot more, but I just couldn't. And it was difficult. In fact, I'm going to give it the benefit of that because I think you can only do so much in this match. So I'll give this one. It's like I want to give it in between 3 and 3.5. So maybe I'll give this a new number, 3 and 3.25, because I just feel like it just was missing something to get that, all the stars there. But again, it was a good match. Just felt like the stipulation on the match just made it harder for the girls to kind of get through this, and make it something more than it could be. Obviously, 12 minutes 10 seconds. It's not like long enough really for 4 female wrestlers really to sort of say, get through this and tell the story. So. But the one thing, like I said before, WWE done a great job of making all 4 of them look like standout stars, so that was a good thing. Next, we had the WWE Hall of Fame highlights, and then the inductees coming out in front of the live crowd. Obviously, Kurt Angle got a huge pop, and they were still singing "You Suck," but obviously in a kind of way that was a respectful way, and obviously Kurt was smiling, so all called out. Then we had the Raw Tag Team Championship ladder match, which of course was Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson defending up against Enzo Amore, Big Cass, Sheamus and Cesaro. Really enjoyed again, the entrances on this one. On a side note, that damn ramp just seems so long. I think it was way too long. I mean, it's like when AJ Styles was coming down, I was watching him. I was like, yep, yeah, okay, still walking. He's still walking. I mean, he was just going on and on and on, and you could tell, like, obviously whoever was in Gorilla setting up all the entrances and production and that, like, they were obviously yelling just to, like, get the next one out as quickly as they could before even the current guys that were walking down that ramp had got into the ring, because it was just taking so long. It was almost like they needed the WrestleMania 3 Andre the Giant buggy thing to get him there, really, to get all the wrestlers there. You know, they should have done a Sasha Banks entrance for all these people to get them down there a bit quicker. But yeah, it was one hell of a long ramp. Now, of course, before this match starts, we get our WrestleMania hosts come out, the New Day, and they did a fantastic job, WWE, at teasing who was going to be out, because obviously they were like, yeah, there's going to be another team added to this, and then the whole crowd just kind of went into that whole delete chant, and even I was thinking, that's too good to be true. I can't see them doing it. Like, New Day, they're in their gear, they're going to announce themselves, and I suppose they'll get like a big cheer, but not as much as what it would have been if it was the Hardys. And they, just done it in such a good way that when they did come out, the Hardy Boys, what a pop that was! Probably the biggest pop of the night, I would say. It was definitely up there with anything else, and it was interesting to see how Matt Hardy was going to play the character. I mean, obviously they were both in their original old Hardy Boys gear, but Matt Hardy, he was subtle with the whole broken Matt thing, but he did it. He was doing the hand gesture of delete, and especially at the end. But the match itself, I really enjoyed this. Like, this was a little bit of a worry for me, but when the Hardys were getting added to this, I was even more intrigued to watch it more closer. And I just thought this was going to be almost like a Dudley Boys moment when they came back, because obviously they weren't. The thing is, I kind of felt like WWE were just having a Hardy Boys moment, not a broken Matt and Brother Nero kind of coming to the ring. So I felt like they was just going to be nostalgic because it was the ladders. But the fact that they were in the match and actually won the match was incredible. Really, I thought it was a good rub on all the other guys. I felt like everyone had a really good outing. Cesaro, Sheamus included. Some big bumps in this as well, no doubt about it. And this is how you deliver a WrestleMania moment. It was definitely something like this last year was definitely needed. And this was a great watch. I mean, I give this one a total 4 stars, and the reason I'm giving this 4, and only the others 3.5 up until this point, which by the way is still really good scores overall. It's just the whole sheer factor of having a WrestleMania moment in this, and just made this match so much more important than perhaps it would have been, and all eyes were watching it even more. So this was, up until this point, I was like, WrestleMania, this is freaking awesome. It's like one of the best ones I've watched. I mean, this was, and especially for the first half of WrestleMania, this was strong. This was incredibly strong, like what we'd seen up until this point. So this match, just under 12 minutes. For me, 4 stars, no doubt about it. And obviously, Jeff and Matt winning the tag team titles, incredible run. 3 months they were in TNA, Ring of Honor, and here they are now back in the WWE. So what a run they're having at this stage of their careers. Like, there's no way you could have thought 4 years ago, Matt Hardy especially would be rehired. Even Jeff Hardy to that extent would be rehired. But just goes to show, if you do put the work in, you do get noticed, and I think WWE certainly did notice what their work in TNA. Okay, now here comes the sort of entertainment match of the night. I felt this one going in: John Cena, Nikki Bella versus the Miz and Maurice. Loved the promo video to this because it just makes me laugh every time when I see Miz and Maurice. Their spoof of the John Cena and Nikki. This match, it was missing something. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely missing something. Like, it just didn't get going. The fact that the crowd, they really got on John Cena for some reason. I thought we were kind of past that now. I felt like fans had of, like, when John Cena dropped to doing the US title stuff with Rusev and Kevin Owens and stuff, I felt like people thought, oh, you know what? We don't really like John Cena, but we respect him as a wrestler, and I felt like he was getting over in that sense. But with this feud, it's like either the Miz has done such a tremendous job at, like, people buying into what he's saying, or again, it's just John Cena's crazy reaction, or it's the whole Nikki Bella thing. I don't know what it was, but he got so badly booed in this. This wasn't overly fantastic, but it was still somewhat of a spectacle. It would, I think that much is there. It's worth pointing out Jerry Lawler come out for this to do commentary. Not really sure why they picked him specifically for it, but it was good to hear Jerry Lawler there. The match itself, it was a little bit flat. It wasn't long. I think like 9 minutes 40 seconds. It wasn't a massive thing, and obviously John Cena and Nikki Bella come out, and the winners and defeated the Miz and Maurice. Overall, my stars for this, it's a tough one, but I'm going to give it just. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give it a 3 because, again, it is a mixed tag team match. Like, how much can you do with it? I don't know, but I think just because of the whole, maybe just they get away with it because of the star power. I don't know, but and here come the moment. Then the part that we all kind of guessed, I think, that was coming was the whole John Cena proposal to Nikki Bella and how that was going to go down. It was cringy to watch, and then it got embarrassing because of the fans. I mean, God Almighty! It was like, even I felt sorry for John Cena a little bit because, in fact, more for Nikki probably because like she's standing there and people were shouting no, and it was just. I mean, I suppose more for them for thinking that they could pull it off in front of a huge audience like this, considering the mixed reaction John Cena gets. But luckily enough, by the end of it, when he got on his knees, I think people kind of gave up and just started to clap and cheer for it a little bit more. And I was just like, just please get out of the ring as quick as possible before fans turn again. But yeah, I mean, I suppose they were trying to go for that WrestleMania moment, without a doubt. I mean, I think the Hardys, for me, they got the WrestleMania moment this year, but this was probably supposedly supposed to be the moment. Now, this did get a lot of mainstream publicity, as I thought it would do, so this will be one of those things that you see that gets replayed, like in WrestleMania moments, and they'll say it's like, it's one of the big moments in WrestleMania, but actually on the night it kind of wasn't. But when you look back at it, it will always go down as like a big moment. But whether it really was is another thing. So yeah, John Cena proposing to Nikki Bella, and of course, her accepting and all the rest of it. She says yes. So supposedly we're all supposed to be happy with that one. Okay, folks, before we move on, we're just going to take a quick break, and then I will be back with you for the next part of this preview. I'm on my own tonight, solo. Poor old Matt, he couldn't make it on because he's away in Spain at the moment, and internet problems his end. But I'll be back with you after this short break.